20-year-old Adam Lanza launched his massacre at home. Officials say Lanza shot his mother Nancy multiple times, killing her in her bed. Lanza then took 4 guns legally registered to his mother and drove this black Honda to Sandy Hook Elementary School, about 5 miles away. Lanza headed down a hallway towards the section of the school containing the classrooms of the youngest students. There, he killed 20 first graders, shooting all of them numerous times with the .223 assault rifle.
In today's video, we will be diving into the complex story of Adam Peter Lanza and what led to the events that shocked the nation. Could there have been signs missed along the way? Watch the full video as we explore the life, motives, and the aftermath of this deeply tragic incident. But first, let's ask the big questions. Who's Adam Peter Lanza and what drove him to commit such a devastating act? If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and like the video so that you don't miss these dark and mysterious videos. Adam Peter Lanza, a name that will forever be associated with one of the most horrific events in American history, was born on April 22, 1992. His early life, marked by a mixture of developmental challenges and early signs of mental health issues, foreshadowed a tragic and devastating turn of events that would shake the nation to its core. Born and partially raised in Kingston, New Hampshire, Lanza spent his early years in a picturesque New England town located about 7 miles southwest of Exeter, 30 miles east of Manchester, and 50 miles north of Boston. While these towns evoke images of idyllic American life, the story of Adam Lanza is one that takes a dark and disturbing turn. Even before the age of 3, Lanza began to exhibit developmental challenges. Communication and sensory difficulties were apparent, indicating that he was grappling with issues that could potentially affect his ability to navigate the world around him. These early challenges likely served as a prelude to the more serious mental health struggles that would later define his life. Lanza lived with his mother, Nancy Lanza, in Newtown, Connecticut. This quiet and seemingly peaceful community would later become the backdrop for one of the deadliest mass shootings in American history. Adam attended Sandy Hook Elementary School, a place where young minds should be nurtured and dreams encouraged. He spent 4.5 years there, building early connections and friendships. However, his journey at the school was cut short, a foreshadowing of the turbulence that lay ahead. As Adam transitioned to Newtown Middle School in 2004, his mother recounted that he began to experience significant anxiety. He struggled with frequent classroom changes throughout the day, and the bustling movement and noise became overwhelming stimuli. The outside world, which most students navigated with relative ease, was a source of immense distress for him. His anxiety grew to the point where his mother felt compelled to take him to the emergency room at Danbury Hospital, a grim testament to the intensity of his struggles. It was at this point that Adam's mother made a pivotal decision to enroll him in a parochial school, St. Rose of Lima. This move was motivated by the hope that smaller class sizes and a more controlled environment might alleviate some of his challenges. Yet, even within this setting, his difficulties persisted. According to a classmate from St. Rose of Lima, Adam entered the school late in the year and left in June 2005. The exact reasons for this departure remain unclear, but the seeds of isolation and withdrawal were taking root. In a new chapter of his education, Adam attended Newtown High School. In 2007, he achieved the honor roll, testament to his intelligence and capability. However, beneath the surface, his struggles with anxiety, nervousness, and an aversion to social interaction were ever present. Descriptions of Adam from classmates and teachers painted a picture of a young man who avoided attracting attention, preferring the safety of anonymity. Socializing proved uncomfortable for him, and he lacked the close friendships that many students cultivate during their high school years. As Adam's high school years progressed, his struggles with anxiety, social discomfort, and a sense of hopelessness deepened. Schoolwork, instead of being a source of intellectual growth, triggered a sense of despair that lay beneath the surface. By the time he turned 16 in 2008, he was attending school only occasionally. This marked a significant turning point in his education and mental well-being. The intensity of his anxiety suggested that his autism might have been exacerbated by the hormonal shifts of adolescence, adding another layer of complexity to his challenges. In an effort to provide Adam with the support he needed, his parents made the difficult decision to homeschool him. This decision marked a departure from traditional education, a path that many parents take when seeking the best possible outcomes for their children. Adam earned a JED in 2008, but his educational journey took another twist when he attended some classes at Western Connecticut State University in 2009. The path was far from linear, reflecting the ups and downs that characterized his life. The turning point in Adam's life came with a series of diagnoses that shed light on the depth of his mental health struggles. When he was 13, a psychiatrist named Paul Fox diagnosed him with Asperger's syndrome, a condition falling on the autism spectrum. This diagnosis, while providing some context for his challenges, was only the beginning. At 14, his parents took him to Yale University's Child Study Center, where he was diagnosed with obsessive-compulsive disorder. This diagnosis offered some insight into his compulsive behaviors, including frequent hand-washing and a fixation on cleanliness. This diagnosis, however, only scratched the surface of the complexities that Adam was dealing with. The manifestation of his OCD was severe, leading him to wash his hands repeatedly and change his socks up to 20 times a day. The obsessive nature of his behaviors painted a picture of a mind grappling with immense internal turmoil. It was during this time that he was treated by Robert King, a clinician who emphasized the need for extensive support and therapeutic interventions. Kathleen Koenig, another professional from the Yale Child Study Center, prescribed the antidepressant Celexa in an attempt to manage Adam's obsessive-compulsive symptoms. However, the medication proved to be more harmful than helpful. After only 3 days on the medication, Adam's mother reported that he experienced dizziness, disorientation, disjointed speech, and a loss of cognitive function. This adverse reaction to medication further complicated his already fragile mental state, underscoring the challenges of finding effective treatments for complex conditions like his. In spite of the professional intervention and attempts at treatment, Adam's mental health deteriorated. A report from the Office of the Child Advocate noted that the recommendations for extensive special education support and therapeutic interventions were largely unheeded. The system seemed ill-equipped to provide the comprehensive care he so desperately needed. Adam was left grappling with a cacophony of mental health challenges without the necessary support system to guide him toward recovery. One of the most significant and troubling aspects of Adam's profile was his fascination with mass shootings and violence. This preoccupation with darkness hinted at a troubled mind teetering on the edge of something far more sinister. Of Happers, investigators discovered that he had collected clippings and articles about infamous shootings, including the Columbine High School massacre. Disturbingly, he had even saved a story from the New York Times about a man who shot at school children in 1891. His fixation on violence was not only modern but historical, revealing the depth of his obsession. Lanza's online presence further illuminated the extent of his dark interests. His computer contained videos depicting gunshot suicides, scenes of school shootings, and images of him pointing guns at his own head. These discoveries were only made after his death, as he guarded access to his personal space vigilantly. He taped black plastic garbage bags over his windows, effectively isolating himself from the outside world. This isolation was not only physical but emotional. He severed contact with his father and brother in the years leading up to the tragedy. Adam's communication with his mother, who lived in the same house, was limited to emails. This mode of interaction, so distant and devoid of genuine human connection, encapsulated the isolation that had become a defining feature of his life. On December 14, 2012, Adam Peter Lanza carried out a tragic school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, USA. He entered the school premises armed with firearms and opened fire on innocent children and staff members. The shooting resulted in the deaths of 20 children, all between the ages of 6 and 7, as well as 6 adult staff members. This horrifying event is considered one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history and had a profound impact on the nation, sparking discussions about gun control, mental health, and school safety. Lanza's motives and the factors leading to this tragedy remain subjects of intense study and debate.